Yeah, baby. Happy Friday morning to you, man. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Got big plans for the weekend. College football is coming up here in a couple weeks. I'm going to be on the Jay Barker Radio Network a little bit later on this afternoon between noon and 2, something like that. We'll be on with Matt Coulter, Lars Anderson, and Jay Barker. So join us. We'll be talking some more college football. Alabama preseason #1, as they seem like they are every stinking year. Got some great things going on TKR, Tony Kurre Radio. Download that TKR app. It's super easy. I can't tell you how many people are like, download the app. It's great. I'm like, I know. I've been telling people that for 3 years. Just TKR. Go to Android, Apple, download the app. You're doing me a huge favor. Sam Rushing, good morning to you, my friend. Hope health is good. And get after it and listen to classic rock and roll 168 hours a week. It's classic rock unlike you've ever heard anything else. I know you get your classic rock wherever you want to go, the Eagle or Spotify or Pandora or whatever, that's fine. But we set the table for you, and this is classic rock. I can promise you within like the first 6 minutes, you're going to go, wow, I haven't heard that in a long time. It sounds really, really good. So check out the TKR app. It's great. And then wherever you get your podcast, we have 13 different shows. We have 3 new shows. Margaret Bailey, good morning to you, Margaret. Can't wait to see you soon. But we have some great shows, 13 shows. They run from 10 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. Blues Almighty, Damon Johnson Show, Dark Side of the Pooch, Adapter Parish, When in Rome with Stuart Rome. I'm going to record a show with him a little later on today. Unbelievable shows, and those go all day long. So check it out. Unique programming you only hear on Tony Kurre Radio, so it's great. Speaking of only heard on Tony Kurre Radio, Coosa Valley Auto Sale. Real quick, want to mention them, Al Cooper and his entire group, Brad, David, Jeremiah, they're all fantastic. It's a car buying experience unlike you've ever seen before. Charlotte Summer, good morning to you. And it's unbelievable. Their cars are usually in their lots for like 2 or 3 days, and they're gone. They're going to try to get up to about 50 cars in the lot, so there's plenty to choose from. Check them out, 256-267-0296, 256-267-0296. Call them. They open around 9:30, 10 o'clock. Better yet, go to CoosaValleyAutoSale.com, CoosaValleyAutoSale.com. Check out their website. There are lots of picks of cars. There are some picks that aren't there yet because the cars are coming in and they're gone before they can actually put them up on the site. It's a car buying experience unlike anything I've ever seen before, and I've sold a lot of cars. So check it out. Also, Workplay. I want to mention Workplay next Friday night. Cowboy Mouth tickets are only $25. The Eagles are coming to town November 21st at the BJCC Legacy Arena. I was told by my radio partner yesterday that tickets go on sale August 19th. This morning I got on just to see what tickets are doing, and hell, they're already $300 a piece. Their tickets are already on sale, it looks like, for the Eagles, and I thought they went on sale next weekend, next Friday. Well, it looks like they're already on sale, and they're going to be $300-$400 a piece. Go see Cowboy Mouth down at Workplay for $25 next Friday night. It's a great deal. The Anne Heche story is really, really interesting to me. We think the people in their 50s and 53, and certainly she has hit the apex of her career. Of course, she was with Ellen for a while. She's working on a Lifetime movie that will be released a little bit later on this year, and now it appears she's on life support, and she's basically brain dead. And it's really, really sad how this accident happened. And I know it's really easy to be critical. She ran into someone's garage. People were trying to pull her out of the car. She got back in the car, then drove, and then had this fiery crash. And now it appears she's not going to live. Richard Edwards, good morning to you, man. And it's just a really bizarre story because we think of people like her, and certainly at her age, that they don't have cocaine in their system. They're also saying there was possible fentanyl, but she may have gotten that fentanyl at the hospital. But just really unfortunate. Be compassionate, and I say a prayer for her and her fan base and her story. It's just a bizarre story. It's all over the place, and I hadn't heard anything from Anne Heche in quite some time. It's another interesting story too. This is perfect with kids going back to school. My youngest son, my special needs boy Xavier, started high school yesterday, and I couldn't be there for his first day. It broke my heart. He's so cool though, man. I mean, he has made me a better person. He's made me a better father. He's made me a better man. I've learned so much from him. I thought forever that I was put on this earth to look over him, and now I'm realizing it's the other way around. He was put on this earth for me. He's just an amazing kid, and he's made me look at life so much differently. How he gets from point A to point B is just miraculous. It's great. Anyway, starts high school, and then my other son, my oldest son, Santo, starts his senior year today, and so proud of him and what he does. And he was out with some buddies a couple of weeks ago, and they were blowing off fireworks or something. He said some old man was chasing him down the road, and I kind of laughed. And I remember being at the age of 17, 18, all the crazy shit we used to do. We used to do some crazy stuff. It's kind of hard to do crazy stuff now because everyone finds out about it and everyone's posting something about it. And one of the reasons that older people are wiser is because we've experienced more, and we are more compassionate because we realize we did the same stupid shit that young kids do today. We look at that now, we're like, what's wrong with you? You know, what were you thinking? Well, we did the same things. This ex-WWE star, her name is Paige. I don't know if you saw this story. Evidently, nude photos and a video of hers was leaked back in 2017. She was on a podcast yesterday saying that she was with a person at the time. There was a picture on Twitter. She's like, oh my God, is that real? I couldn't believe it. I was effing 19 years old. I was completely effing mortified. I ran out of the house and I just kept running. She explained that she hid in a bush for fear that other people would recognize her, and revealed that this moment came during a time when she was battling substance abuse issues with cocaine and alcohol abuse. She said it was just really effing stupid. I was so embarrassed, and I was already like an effing cokehead at the time. I loved to drink, and that really effing got me to the rock bottom where I really didn't want to be alive anymore. Dude, it was effing awful. It was so effing sad. I remember being like, if my dad is disappointed in me, I don't think I could be here anymore. As a parent, and I've been very, very careful not to say this until I need to, and I hope I don't need to say this. But the worst thing a father or a mother can say to their child, for the child, is, I'm disappointed in you. Oh man. My mom said that to me one time, and she had every right to say that to me because I did something that was incredibly disappointing. And it broke my heart. I could go out and get a switch off a tree. They could beat me with it. They could yell at me. They could ground me. And I was a pretty good kid growing up. I was an altar boy and Catholic boy. So when I did something out of the ordinary, and I normally did it because of peer pressure, I always did it because I was around my friends, much like my son. Super smart, super compassionate, and just a wonderful kid until they get around your friends, and then you start doing stupid shit around your friends, right? We all do that, right? Because of peer pressure, you want to be the funny one or whatever. And so she calls her dad, and she's just mortified that he's going to be disappointed in her. And at this time, she was already in the WWE, doing pretty well, and she's kind of a star. Now she goes by, I think it's called Saraya, or Saraya. He said, well, what are you sorry for? Who cares? You had sex. Everyone's done it. Unfortunately, you're just in the public eye. It is what it is. You got to suck it up. It's going to hurt for a little bit. People are going to make fun of you forever. I just want you to know that I'm still proud of you and I'm not disappointed. And I think it's a real learning moment for a lot of people out there. We were talking on Fox 6 yesterday with Janice Rogers and Mike Dubberly. We love being on Fox 6 every Thursday, and I was on Tuesday talking about Olivia Newton-John as well. But we were talking about tattoos and piercings. And would you allow your minor to get a piercing or a tattoo? Dr. Josh has got tattoos. And so for his kids, and we're kind of on the same lines of once they move out, they're on their own. You do the best you can as a parent. You hope you've taught them all life's lessons, but still, they're moving out at 18, 19, 20, 21. Think about the stupid stuff we did. I mean, I did stupid stuff till I was like 40. And sometimes I still do stupid stuff. I see stuff that I posted like 4 or 5 years ago. I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? And I'm 56 years old. We're human. We make mistakes. It's not always about your intention. It's about doing things for others. And when you get outside yourself and you start doing things for other people, you realize that you start doing smarter things and more compassionate things and better things. But for a girl like that to call her dad and for her dad to say what he said sounds like a very wise man to me. It'd be very easy for a father of an 18, 19, or 20-year-old college kid who's got naked pictures of them being posted online. What the hell were you thinking? What they realize. I mean, she's talking about suicide, right? She already realizes how bad she effed up. She screwed up. Now's not the time to pile on your kid. And particularly with the pandemic and everything that's been going on, and this is a crazy world, man. It ain't like it was when you and I were around in the 70s and 80s. Life was simple. We always talk about you get off the school bus at 3:15, you go out and play a hide and go seek, cap guns, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Go to the park with your kids, ride a bicycle, listen to ball games, whatever, go play ball in there. It was so simple. It was so easy for us. It really was. I don't know if this world now is better than it was back in the 70s and 80s. A lot of people would say it is. Certainly from a technical aspect, it certainly is. The internet is a wonderful thing, but if you find the wrong thing on it, it can get you. That's a different story for a different time. But the compassion in her father's dialogue and what he said to her is so important. We have to remember that these are kids, and I hope that when your kids go back to school, if they're not already in, that we're compassionate. Doesn't mean they shouldn't be disciplined. Doesn't mean they shouldn't have things taken away from them. Tough love is a good thing when it's used correctly. But I do think it's super important, particularly for this school year. When it's a school year, too, where all the kids should be going back every single day of the school year as opposed to doing homeschooling, thank God. But I think it's super important that we're compassionate. We're disciplined. Kids crave discipline. That's why they go back to the cookie jar after they've been told not to go to the cookie jar. Kids crave discipline, and they need that parent in their life to give them some tough love once in a while. But in this particular case, she knows she's screwed up. She knows she made the wrong decision. She's like, I don't know what I was thinking about trusting this guy to take videos of me while I was doing these things. And she knows she effed up. And for a father to understand that and be compassionate through her and get her through that time is really important. It obviously has a lot to do with how old she is. The Josh Claypo thing with the tattoo, how can he tell his son not to get a tattoo when his dad's got a tattoo? You're talking to a guy who did a lot of crazy things. Recently, I'm in the process of making a move. I'm going to move my studios into something bigger and even better what we got here, and it's fantastic. Looks like I'm going to sell the house. And so I've been going through a lot of boxes, and I'm finding all these pictures, man. When I first came to town in 1988, of these trips I made, and when I went to Albertville, France, and went to Lillehammer, and went to Jamaica, and went to Amsterdam, and sat on a billboard, did the one-man wave. I jumped 30 feet with a donkey into a swimming pool at the Alabama State Fairgrounds. I mean, I did some crazy stuff. I rode a bull. I did some crazy things, and I was doing it, Jonathan Ray, good morning to you. I was doing it all to get ratings. I wanted people to like me. That's where that peer pressure comes into play, and I was doing all the things that I felt like I needed to do to further my career, and it's worked out pretty well. Thanks to the man upstairs, I am incredibly blessed, and now in my second reincarnation of my career with Tony Kurre Radio and our podcast, it's going swimmingly. So I'm super blessed that I don't need to sit on a billboard for 3 weeks until Alabama wins a football game again, because I don't think my body can take it. So I try. If I got a good stunt out there, I will do it. But I did some really stupid, crazy things. So for me to look at my 17-year-old son and say, hey, what the hell were you thinking? I have to look back at my life and go, you know what? I get it. And sometimes you just got to pray and hope they get it. Pray to God, please, Lord, be with my son in the front seat of the car wherever he's going today, and stay in his brain and stay in his heart and stay in his soul that he makes the right decisions. And sometimes that's the best you can do as a parent. And I think what this WWE star's father did was fantastic. I love to read that story. And really, he saved her life. He saved her life. One bad word. He could have been really angry, could have been having a bad day, wasn't thinking outside himself and said, you're an idiot. What were you thinking? This is going to ruin your career. I'm so disappointed in you. That could have been later that day for her. Instead, he was compassionate, understood her, and he was a great father doing that, and I love that. All right, I hope you have a great day. Thanks again to everyone who's been on our show this week. Thanks to Dr. Josh Claypo for the Kurre and Claypo show. We talked about dating stuff yesterday. It was fantastic. Next week's going to be great. Listen to all of our shows. They start at 10 o'clock in the morning with Mission Monday with Michael Coleman from the Montgomery Food Bank. It's a great show. It's about non-for-profits. We like to give back. We like to give back to the community. And if you listen to the app, you're going to get some great classic rock and roll and some really cool things coming up. We have a brand new show called Wanna Bet with Kip Kiefer. It's going to start on August 26th. He's got a show called Need to Know that airs every single day of the week. It's a great show. We talk about politics and everything else. But check out the shows. Let me know what you think. info@TonyCurryRadio.net. info@TonyCurryRadio.net. That's Kurre with a K. And I hope you have a wonderful and blessed Friday. Peace.